everyone, welcome to Quilting Window. I'm Edita Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts, and I'm so excited that you took the time to quilt with me today. We're going to make a simple 9-patch, then set it up to a double 9-patch and make a beautiful quilt. This one calls First Dance. This is what we're going to work on. This is going to be fun. We're gonna learn some strip piecing techniques today. This is so exciting. I have a pattern for First Dance. With this pattern, you will find out how much fabric and everything you need to make the quilt. This is the first thing we need. You can make the quilt from your scraps, and if you don't have enough scraps, I recommend purchasing our bundles for winter blues and winter light. The quilt behind me is blue and light. You can do this quilt in any color options. I like those bundles because there are 14 fat quarters in lights from all multiple collections that I design, from Sonoma, Blue Sky, Something Blue, all my favorites. We're gonna need a thread, and I'm gonna use Aurifil thread, and I'm using the 2310. That's a nice light color. It's gonna work perfectly with my light fabrics. It's not white, it's low off-white. It's gonna be great. My handy pins and Macrotex needles. For today we're gonna do a traditional piecing. So excited about all those wonderful things we have in a basket. There is a background right here that it's used for the alternating blocks, as well those squares right here. I recommend, if you have time, visit our website at Laundry Basket Quilts and check out the Sonoma collection. And I actually just went and grabbed this one for you guys. This is beautiful. It's light, it's stunning, but it has a little, like a cream design on it. This will make a wonderful, wonderful background for this area as well as this area. This fabric, you're gonna ask me, the fabric number is 8513-L1. Super cute. We have it on our website, like I said. All right, for now, we're gonna grab our rotary and a ruler because we are going to cut strips. Make sure you press your fabrics with best press before you start cutting. Especially for small piecing like we're going to do it today, I recommend you press your fabrics. We're going to cut strips in dark blue, and I need 2 of them for just few blocks. Then I'm gonna need 1, and this is our first unit that we're going to make. The light is gonna be in the middle, the 2 blues gonna be on each side. Now I'm gonna place my fabrics right sides together, blue and a light, and I'm gonna sew it using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then I'm gonna open it up and press it towards the blue. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, sew it and press it open. I already did this for you, but I want to step back and just review with you a little bit of pressing. When I sew my fabrics, sometimes things wave just a little bit. Maybe because I was holding my fabric really tight as I was sewing, or maybe just the fabric, the quality, or anything else that could happen. So what I like to do, I like to take my iron and first set in my seam before I press it open with circular motion to get a nice open seam. You don't want to have a low pleat right there in the seam. So I already did this, sewed it, pressed it, and I'm ready to cut. And I always start by placing my ruler right on the top. I'm gonna match this line right here. Any of those lines right here, you can match it with the inner seam. I'm not only matching the outside, but I'm also matching right here. And now the first thing that I'm gonna do is trim. As soon as I trim it, I know I have a perfect square edge to now cut from. And now I'm gonna place my ruler. If my strips were 1.5, I'm gonna cut 1.5. If my strips were 1.25, just like in this case, there are 1.25, I'm gonna go ahead and cut 1.25. So whatever strip width determine how much I'm going to cut my units. So if you're making bigger 9 patches, whatever strip size, it would determine the size of this unit. I'm still matching up the lining side, matching the raw edges, checking the top and the bottom, everything is matching, and just with a nice cut, boom, 1, 2, 3, one after the other, I'm gonna cut a lot of those fun low units. Now it's time to move on and do a second set of strips. With this set of strips, I'm gonna make a light unit. I need a light on the top, light on the bottom, with the blue in the middle. This is gonna give me my light unit that I needed for my 9 patch. That's the unit is right here in the middle, right there. So you're gonna need 2 of those, of the dark one, and only 1 of the light one. So you always, when you're cutting your fabrics, remember you're gonna need twice as many of the dark ones. So light, dark, light, and again place it right sides together. And it's just a little reminder, when I'm sewing my strips together, pin, 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 pin before you go to your sewing machine, because many times we set this in the sewing machine, the sewing machine is gonna be grabbing that bottom strip and pulling it in as you tightly holding the top strip, and that's how things wave and don't come up the way how you desire. As soon as you sew them together, again we're going to push our seam allowance towards the dark, towards the center strip, and remember circular motion when you're pressing, and with your rotary and a ruler, cut, 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 you're gonna make beautiful light units like this. All right, I am so excited. Like I said, I'm gonna need 2 and 1 for 1 9 patch. All right, I lay those pieces in front of me. I'm gonna grab the center one, place it on the top of the side one, and I'm gonna wrap those 2 pieces together to lock those seams right here. I'm gonna grab my beautiful pin, and I'm gonna pin it in place to get ready for sewing. Get ready for sewing. And I notice when I pin it before the seam, and I pin it right after the seam. It has worked quite well for me. Now when I start sewing, I start from the top straight down, and I'm so excited because I already did one for you guys. So notice that I just finished sewing. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna push the seam allowance towards this way, and look at what happened in the back. Look what happened to those little guys in the back. So this was this way, and when I open it up, those seams know which way they want to lay down, and you're just gonna enforce this. And then this side, this side is here. Look at how I couldn't match the seam. I knew it right away. I was in the wrong side. So again, sew it, and then when you open it up, you're gonna get a beautiful block. And I just finished one for you guys. Look at from the back how nice those points look right here. When I take my finger and run it over, they look nice and smooth. I mean, you could just keep the seams push in one direction. I like to open those little centers because I do machine quilting, so I want my quilt to be nice and smooth as I finish my machine quilting, so I don't have as many bumps right here. So as soon as you finish, you're gonna make a 1, then you're gonna make another 1, and then another 1, and you're gonna keep going like this. Let me line some for you right here, and I am now lining them to show you how we're gonna fill up the other spaces with just a beautiful square. And remember, as soon as you finish your 9 patches, what are you going to do? You are going to trim them. Trim them. Why do we trim them? Because we want them to be beautiful and ready for our next step. Let me see if I have one more. No, let me cut it then. Why not? So I need a 1 1/4 here. Beautiful. And look at it. I have 5 of them. You're gonna need 5 of those for 1 block. 5 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it calls double 9-patch, because we have 5 dark squares in each of the blocks, and then we have double 9 patches right here. And all that I'm going to do is take a beautiful light fabric and set it in, and right here. And the next step will be sew this row together, this row together, this row together. You're gonna push your seam allowance towards the plain patches, those squares right here, and as soon as you finish, you will sew rows together, pin, 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 and you're gonna have a beautiful double 9-patch now to set into a quilt. This square and this square will be cut from that background fabric. All of those little 9 patches can be made from any of your scraps. Like I said, I love using jelly rolls because jelly roll is 2.5 inches, and you can cut it every strip in half. That gives you 1.25. Perfect for what we need. Super. Or maybe you want to add a little bit different color to your little 9-patch, the first dance. I love to here or there add a maybe red one, and I have a perfect 4th of July quilt. Or make the whole quilt in red and light, and you're ready for the holidays. I can't believe it, it's coming up so quickly. If you want a little bit different flavor to your quilt, why not using this royal blue? This collection has a little teal into it, and it makes the most beautiful quilt. So all this different wonderful option. As soon as you finish your blocks, again, you're gonna square them up one more time, and you're ready to set into the quilt. You're gonna make rows. You're gonna push the seam allowance towards the big square. Then you're gonna sew your rows together. And I have a little light border on the outside of my quilt and blue binding to finish the edges. To make this quilt a little bit more special, I use Hub's Bedding Tuscany Collection 80/20. It's a cotton wool mix. It's super nice. And what I did is I went and machine quilted rows. I have a beautiful feather and 2 braids. Feather and a braids. This is just a beautiful quilt that you can enjoy for any occasion, and it would be first dance for you and a little bit of quilting. I hope you enjoy this episode of our quilting window. I am so thankful you took the time and play with me today. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please remember to visit our website at laundrybasketquilts.com. We are so thankful that you took the time, and you have a happy quilting.